Tonya Wiggins. Tonya is the voice of desperation in Los Santos. A former tow truck worker turned addict, she constantly asks Franklin for help pulling cars for her boyfriend JB, who's too strung out to function. Tonya insists she's clean, but her erratic behavior and scattered thoughts tell another story. Her missions are slow and repetitive, not for gameplay, but for atmosphere. They show what happens when someone never leaves the streets, never finds a way out. Tonya's role is minor, but powerful. She doesn't explode like Trevor or command a heist like Lester, she just drifts, surviving one tow at a time. Rockstar uses her to contrast Franklin's rise with the cycle of poverty and addiction that traps people. When you help her, you're not completing a mission, you're watching someone slowly fall apart in real time. Quinn. Marianne is a fitness freak with serious rage issues. Whether you meet her as Franklin, Michael, or Trevor, she challenges you to a race while unleashing unhinged tirades about body image, self-worth, and endorphins. Her hyperactivity isn't healthy. It's manic obsession masked as motivation. She hates everyone, especially herself, and running seems like the only thing keeping her from snapping. What makes Marianne interesting is her raw vulnerability hiding beneath the speed. She's a woman lost in a world of competition, trapped by standards she can never meet. Rockstar turns a basic NPC race into a tragic character study, one where the finish line is never enough. Beasley. Dom is addicted to adrenaline and barely clinging to sanity. He skydives, base jumps, and bikes off mountains with reckless glee, dragging Franklin into his world of danger. He calls it freedom, living on the edge, no rules, just thrills. But the truth is, Dom isn't fearless. He's running from something deeper, the emptiness that catches up when the rush fades. Eventually, Dom's obsession turns fatal. His final stunt becomes a quiet tragedy, a man leaping not just from cliffs, but into oblivion. He's one of GTA's most subtle warnings, that pushing limits without purpose leads to nowhere fast. Omega believes in aliens. Not just believes, he worships them. Hidden in a scrapyard surrounded by blinking lights and conspiracy diagrams, he recruits Franklin to find 50 spaceship parts scattered across Los Santos. His voice quivers with excitement, fear, and total delusion. Is Omega lying, or is he the only one telling the truth? Rockstar never answers, leaving him as a perfect embodiment of GTA's surreal satire. When the last part is delivered, he walks into a mysterious beam of light, or maybe just a shed. Either way, he vanishes, proving that in Los Santos, even crazy people get their closure. Cletus Ewing. Cletus is a sniper-loving redneck who thinks target practice is a way of life. He teaches Trevor how to shoot tires off parked cars, hunt deer, and respect wildlife by blasting coyotes in the head. Every sentence is loaded with country slang and NRA pride. He's friendly, but in a don't leave your kids with him kind of way. He's also a caricature of America's gun culture, proud, ignorant, and always ready to pull the trigger. In a game filled with criminals, Cletus stands out because he doesn't even need money or revenge. He just likes the sound of gunfire. Barry is a weed activist who claims his special strain unlocks higher consciousness. In reality, it causes psychosis. Michael hallucinates aliens, Trevor sees clowns. Franklin, he just shakes his head. Barry uses the drug to promote his political campaign, blending stoner philosophy with shameless manipulation. Barry isn't dangerous, just pathetic. But that's what makes him so perfectly for GTA. He's a symbol of activism gone off the rails. All smoke, no fire, and when his hallucinations fade, so does his movement, leaving only paranoia and empty promises behind. The Epsilon Program. The Epsilon cult preaches peace, purpose, and blue robes for a price. Led by Chris Formage, they lure in the lost and the rich with promises of cosmic truth and eternal bliss. Michael gets pulled in through a series of absurd rituals, walking barefoot for miles, delivering expensive cars, and donating thousands. But it's all a scam, and everyone knows it, except the followers. The brilliance of the Epsilon missions is how they make you complicit in the fraud. You're not just mocking religion, you're profiting off it. In the end, you can embrace Kiflum or walk away with their money. Either way, you've learned the gospel of greed. Nigel and Mrs. Thornhill. These elderly British superfans are obsessed with Vinewood celebrities, and not in a healthy way. They enlist Trevor to steal personal items from actors, musicians, and reality stars. Trophies, underwear, even a used toothbrush. No boundary is sacred. They're polite, well-spoken, and completely unhinged. What makes them memorable isn't the missions, but their delusion. They believe they're preserving culture. In reality, they're the dark side of fandom. Proof that obsession doesn't fade with age, it just gets creepier. Marnie Allen. Marnie starts as a strung-out addict in GTA 4. Lost, broken, and drifting through Liberty City, she's saved by Nico and sent to rehab. Years later, in GTA 5, she reappears, clean, serene, and working with the Epsilon cult. Her transformation is both uplifting and unsettling. Has she found peace, or traded one kind of dependency for another? Rockstar never confirms it, but Marnie's arc shows something rare in GTA, a second chance, however flawed. Brucie Kibbutz. Brucie is pure alpha energy. He injects bull shark testosterone, races cars, lifts weights, and shouts motivational slogans into the void. In GTA 4, he drags Nico into races and date setups. In GTA Online, he runs a supplement empire, and yes, it's sketchy. Brucie is loud, obnoxious, and incredibly loyal. He's a walking stereotype of toxic masculinity, but you can't help but admire his confidence. He's not evil, just insecure with muscles. And in a world full of traitors, Brucie's dumb loyalty feels almost heroic. UL paper. This nameless government agent recruits Nico under the guise of protecting America. He's calm, manipulative, and always one step ahead. His missions blur morality, sending Nico to kill terrorists, corrupt officials, and political enemies. UL Paper isn't flashy, but he's terrifying. He represents the deep state, faceless, immoral, and untouchable. While the gangs fight for blocks, he rewrites the city's future with a phone call. In a world of loud villains, his silence is what makes him dangerous. Millie Perkins. Millie is one of CJ's possible girlfriends, and also a BDSM dominatrix. You meet her while infiltrating a casino in Las Venturas. At first, it's a ruse, but if you date her long enough, the line between cover and kink blurs. Millie's not just comic relief, she's a glimpse into the city's underground, where money, power, and pleasure mix in weird ways. She teaches CJ that sometimes winning hearts is messier than stealing cars. Kent Paul. Kent Paul is a cocky British music producer who talks big, drinks hard, and always lands in trouble. He hangs with rock stars, gangsters, and drug lords, but somehow survives every fallout. He's comic relief with a record deal. In Vice City, he helps Tommy get into the scene. In San Andreas, he's tagging along with Makesure, barely staying sober. Kent never stops talking, never has a plan, but always makes it to the credits. In GTA's world, that's a talent worth more than gold. Zero. Zero is a neurotic electronics nerd with a passion for remote-controlled warfare. Voiced by David Cross, he ropes CJ into battling a rival RC baron in miniature dogfights across San Fierro. His missions are frustrating, but unforgettable. Zero is that friend who overthinks everything, panics constantly, but deep down just wants to belong. He's not a gangster or a killer, just a geek with ambition. In a world full of killers, Zero's anxiety is oddly refreshing and hilariously out of place.